that was hard to watch. Jays lose 7-5 in the middle game of a 3-game series against Oakland. Full disclosure, this is a really full day of Toronto sports. The Raptors' first playoff game is tonight. The Leafs are playing a little bit later, so yeah, I gotta go. We're gonna keep this quick. Just some quick impressions, so let's get to it. First, let's just get this out of the way right off the jump. Home plate umpire Jeff Nelson called one of the worst games I've ever seen. He was calling strikes half a foot outside to right-handed hitters all night, but mostly against the Blue Jays. I'm not here to claim bias or anything, I'm claiming incompetence. This was real bad, and I hope that he feels bad. But being an umpire in Major League Baseball seems to require a certain degree of arrogance based on what I've seen. So no, he probably doesn't feel bad. He's probably going to go home and feel pretty good about his life choices. Anyway, really awful, really hard to watch. Makes you wonder what this game could have been if the Blue Jays had picked up like the 3 or 4 extra walks that I think they would have had based on the way the A's were pitching. Anyway, you can't dwell on it, nothing you can do about it. Just oof. Second, Hyun-Jin Ryu. Yeah, speaking of hard to watch, this is getting a little absurd. Since the beginning of August last year, he's been one of the worst starting pitchers in baseball with an ERA over 8. Yikes, man. He's just not keeping the team in games, and he came into this one needing to give some innings to give the bullpen a bit of a blow. He failed at that mission, and he couldn't keep the team in the game. He left down 5-2. This combined with his first start of the year where he was handed a 6-1 lead and coughed it up completely. This is just not a good trend. When his command is on point, he is somewhere between an above average and very good major league starter. When he doesn't have control, he is batting practice, and you can't really put him out there for too much longer without having to do something. I honestly don't know what that something would be, because at this point he's being paid $20 million to be a rotation piece, and he's not much good on the bullpen. He's a veteran, he's been around, he's had a lot of success. Maybe he can turn it around, maybe he can figure it out, but right now it's a little upsetting. Third, the Zach Collins redemption tour is in full swing. Okay, no, I still don't regret what I said earlier. His first 5 at-bats, he looked incredibly feeble, but this game and last game, he's looked pretty strong, including a home run today. Way to go, Zach. Let's keep that up. Second, Matt Chapman might be heating up. Had a couple of hits, including his second home run as a Blue Jay. Him and Collins brought the team back from being down 5-1 at one point all the way back to a tie game, so it's pretty clutch too. Great job, Matt. Keep it up, and strong play at third base to boot. Really strong game from Matt Chapman. Unfortunately, the bullpen had to put in some work today. Trent Thornton, another guy who I was not very nice to earlier in the year, he's had a couple of nice performances in a row. I still don't think that he's quite major league potential, but he's soaking up some innings, which is all you want from him. So I guess good job, Trent. Phelps had a good inning. Garcia with another inning. Got himself into trouble, got himself out of it. Very gritty outing. Great job, Jimmy. And then Julian Merriweather comes in and kind of gives the game away. That's the active word for Julian Merriweather, is inconsistency. And not even inning to inning, but like pitch to pitch. He looked great by striking out the first batter, then a really hard fought but well executed second at bat that turned into a single. That happens sometimes. And then he just lays one out there for Christian Pache, who demolishes it. And this guy's not a power hitter, but he crushed that thing. And then he handily strikes out the next 2 guys like it ain't no thing. Like, just, okay, if we can avoid that middle part, I think we got something there. Anyway, it's really hard to know what to take away from this game because of, I can't stress this enough, how awful Jeff Nelson was behind the plate. You can't know how the hitters would have responded if they weren't trying to cover pitches that were a foot outside. You can't know how they would have handled at-bats if they had a couple runners on from walks as opposed to coming up with the bases empty. It just changes the tenor of the whole game when you know that the umpire is just looking to strike you out. And honestly, after Charlie got tossed, and great job by Charlie getting tossed there and pumping up the crowd, I loved that. That was a great moment. But after that happened, the strikeout of Gurriel looked punitive. It looked vengeful. It didn't look like it was a legit call. It looked like a, well, you've earned a strikeout, so here it is, no matter what the pitch is. And credit to the A's reliever, Jimenez, I think it was. Yeah, he kept going back out there because he kept calling it for him. A pitch that simply cannot be hit being called a strike is not good for the integrity of the game. This one was really hard to watch. Anyway, because of how bad the umpiring was, it's really hard to take anything away from this game because you don't know how things would have been different with a, competently called game behind the plate. Anyway, series is tied. Blue Jays try to win the series tomorrow with Alek Manoah on the mound for his home debut in 2022. Should be a good one. Okay, that's it for this one. I gotta go watch the Raptors play a playoff game. We'll see you tomorrow.